The Firewall Sorcerer is one of my favorite leveling builds in the entire game. It becomes playable at level 10, it has huge AoE and single target. This build is extremely easy to play and has almost no barrier of entry. So starting with the skills, the things that I like to use, I like Arc Lash just because you get some movement speed out of it. Some people only put 2 points in the basic and then you can go from there. It's really up to you, whatever you want to do. On the second segment here, you have 1 point into Fireball. This is something that you're going to enchant eventually. And then I went for max mana and doing more damage when you have more mana. I found that to be super helpful in the end. There's warding here. This is going to give you a little bit more defensives and stuff. Leveling up, I don't see this being too much of a necessity. I just needed a place to put a point. Again, you can do whatever you want. The cooldowns are going to be really important, and I'll explain why later. They go hand in hand with, I believe it's called Prodigy. But I have Flame Shield as a wonderful oh shit button, and I have the one that gives you all your life back when you use it, Shimmering Teleport to reduce your damage whenever you use Teleport, and then Ice Armor with the extra mana regen from the Ice Armor. Obviously, we have a bunch in the Glass Cannon, and Frost Nova with the Vulnerability add-on. In the next tab, I'm not 100% certain that this works, but I do it anyway, and it seems like it does. I have 3 into Lucky Hit, because when you enchant Firewall, the Lucky Hit chance spawns more Firewalls on your target, which is kind of insane, so it's like free damage. Why not? A couple of the defensive ones that you have, Align the Elements, and then Protection. Protection is awesome, just like Prodigy. Every time you use a cooldown, you gain a barrier, so not only are you getting mana back, but you also get the barrier. It's kind of no-brainer. And then obviously we get down to Firewall, and you need to max out Firewall, but the one that I use is Mages because it makes things burn even after they leave it. So instead of having to kite things specifically in your Firewall, you can kind of just keep running around, and they'll keep taking damage through the entire fight. It doesn't matter. And then for the supporting ones, a lot of people go all 3 of these things. For this specific run, just leveling up, I only went Inner Flames and Crippling Flames. This just helps CC a couple of things and you do a little bit of extra damage. It's really nice to get up to that level 50 area so that then you can play Ball Lightning or whatever the hell else you want to play. For the ultimate, we obviously go Fire Snake because Fire Snake, and then a couple of the supporting passives in here. Warmth is going to give you a lot of life every time you have Firewall up. Fiery Surge gives you mana regen when something dies from your Firewall, and then Endless Pyre just gives you more burning damage. And then for the key passive, we have Combustion, which increases your damage by like another 20%, if I'm not mistaken, 20-25%. I know it literally says it right there. I'll let you choose whatever you want to do. Now, when it comes to skills in general, you can literally pick whatever you want. You can pick whatever passives you want. It doesn't matter. It's just about what you want to play. This is just what I'm using to kind of showcase this leveling build. Now, there's 2 major thresholds for this build. One of them is at level 15 where you unlock enchantments. Fireball is the one that I recommend for everything because that makes you do so much more AoE damage. It's actually unfair to every other character. Now, the second major threshold is at 25 when you unlock your aspects, and the only few offensive ones that I think are necessary. Number 1 is Prodigy because you gain mana, and we were talking about this earlier, you gain mana every time you use any cooldown on your bar, which is basically your entire bar. And then there's a few others like Control is really nice. It gives you bonus damage to crowd-controlled targets. And then, of course, there's Disobedience that gives you more armor every time you do damage. I'm pretty sure that's used on every single build in the game as well. But for the main offensive stats, all you really need are mana cost reduction and cooldown reduction, because cooldown reduction equals more mana and mana cost reduction equals more mana, and that's everything that this build uses. The defensive ones that you want to use are just simple things, life and armor. Pretty much the only things you're going to need for your defensive stats as you're leveling up. But the playstyle of this build, this is what I mean by it's got a very low barrier of entry. You throw down a couple firewalls, things run into it. I'm on World Tier 3 right now. I'm level 51. I don't have any super stacked gear or anything like that. It's just a matter of using cooldowns whenever you need mana and burning everything to the ground. This build can easily get you into World Tier 3 and World Tier 4 to really set you up for whatever build you truly want to play. I know everybody wants to try out that elusive Ball Lightning build. Even though it got a little nerfed, I think that's still going to be the reigning champion this season. That being said, you know I got to ask, what are you planning to play this season in Diablo 4? I can't believe it's already Season 3. If you want to catch me live, I plan on streaming a lot more here on YouTube, actually. In addition to Twitch, you can find links to both of those things down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow, and join. And if you're bored, YouTube's going to recommend this next one for you. Thank you. Oh my God. Shit. We're so good at this game. Again, thank you so much for taking time to watch this video. Happy grinding this season in Sanctuary, and we'll see you on the next one.
My name is Pool. My name is Noodle. My name is Pool Noodle Deep Deep Boop. Nailed it.